Hey, this is Aaron with ABTX Outdoors, and today I am going to tune my ELR rifle, the 300 Norma Mag AI. So stay tuned, stick around, let's see if we can get this sucker back in tune. All right, so today what I'm doing down here at my little 100-yard range is tuning my rifle, tweaking my load development. I've noticed over, probably the last 100 rounds that my grouping has probably spread just so slightly, just probably instead of a third MOA, it's probably gone to a half or a little bit bigger MOA, which, you know, that's still fantastic, but want to get it tuned back. So what I've done is I've taken a new measurement on the lands last night. I cleaned the gun really good, took a new measurement on the lands, and from that measurement I went ahead and bumped back 40 thou. That was the suggestion from the person who built this gun, and that's kind of the tune of this rifle. I've noticed that it hasn't been achieving its velocity that it should. It should be running around 3120 to 3150 feet per second. That's the upper node that it runs in. So that's what I'm trying to do today. I'm trying to get it back into that node. When I've been reloading it where it's been running right at 3100 or 3090. And again, just that little difference causes it to open up just a tad. So I'm gonna go ahead and work on 3 different loads that I did last night. After I refound the lands, I bumped all the bullet seating back 40 thou, and then I'm just using a very minute charge weight increase for 3 groups I'm gonna shoot. 2 groups will be 4-round groups, and the last will be a 3rd round group because it might be a little too hot, I don't know. And in order to foul the barrel, I'm going to use 2 rounds of my existing current load. So we're going to see what comparison that is. I mean, the first fouling round will be probably really slow, and then after that, 2nd round, it should still be good, even though I didn't have enough. This gun typically likes to have about 5 to 7 fouling rounds shot through it before it's really going good, but didn't have that. So stay tuned. Let's see what we get done. All right, again, this is my 300 Norma Mag AI. It has a BAT HR action, Brooks 32-inch barrel, Night Force attacker scope. I got this pulse level, which is amazing. I have that on pretty much all of my competition guns, and as you can see, I need to level that out. I got my Garmin here that I'm going to set up, and then of course the 100-yard range right here. So let's go ahead and get this going. All right, I'm going to go ahead and level this gun up. I love this Accutech bipod. I use it in all my competition guns. All right, that is green there, zeroed on the scope. You don't want to actually shoot above what you're aiming at. Let me grab the ammo. All right, just got the other camera rolling. Let's get some testing underway. Pop this open, pop this open. I got the 2 fouling rounds. I know I'm probably going to have to come up on the bipod. Yep, I'm going to have to come up on the bipod. Still level, still level. All right. Alright, I am on target now. I just need to get my parallax adjusted. Okay, here we go. So, for the fouling rounds, I'm going to go ahead and measure these, but like I said, these aren't going to be really anything that I'm worried about. But might as well go ahead and get the data. Alright, so for the fouling rounds, I'm going to shoot them at the bottom left diamond is the 2 fouling rounds. Alright, we're hot. And we're level. Alright, so that was 3086. 3086. But, man, I mean, right below the bullseye. Can't ask much better than that for a first fouling round shot. Alright, second shot. Bottom left-hand corner. This is the second fouling shot. I'm trying not to touch the gun too much here. Just above the bullseye, 3084.9. So that's what I'm trying to increase. I'm trying to bump those numbers up, because I think that's going to tighten up everything. So that's what we got there. And let me clear this. Shot ceremony doesn't even matter because in session, worst case scenario, if none of these work, I go right back to the original loads and roll with it. So it is a very, I want to say, cooler morning. Around it's Tuesday here, I think the 14th. Yesterday was the 14th. It has been raining a lot here in East Texas, so it's cooled everything down. It's also created where I can't get out and do much because everything's so wet. But thought I'd go ahead and tweak on this. Okay, so cross our fingers. All right, so our first one is seated at 2.886 with 89.9 grains. Again, please do not use this load that I'm calling out. This is my disclaimer. You gotta go through a loading manual and go through there precisely to what your gun specs are rated for. So do not take any of these numbers that I'm calling out. This is for my rifle only, so please do not use these numbers. So I'm off the lands. The lands is touching at 2.886, and I came off of that 40 thou, so I'm at 2.886. So my first round here is at 89.9 is the charge weight of this first group. And again, I'm trying to increase the velocity. The original 2 shots that I just fired were 89.8 grains, so I'm just doing it by a small smidge increment. All right, this is going to be the top left corner, and this is shot number 1 of 89.9 grains. All right. $30.97. All right, 3097. Again, I'm aiming at the red dot, but every charge is going to cause the point of impact to be off, which that's okay. I just want to keep my same aiming point. Round 2. $31.16. Again, let's see, that's the 4th shot out of a new clean gun here, the clean gun. So let's see if it stabilizes at that. 3116.5 was that one. You see the bullets are not touching. All right, shot number 3 on this group. That's touching. 3103. All right, last shot. I know it's a 4-shot group, but I'm trying to spare brass life that I have. Shot number 4. $31.02. All right, we're gonna let that cool for a minute. All right, so we just shot my first 4-shot group. I'm gonna go ahead and take down some notes and some data here. Don't like that it was fluctuating that much. That means my it's just not in the node yet. Let's go ahead and get the summary. All right, so this is what we got for the summary. All right, so we got extreme spread of 19.1. Standard deviation is at 7. Let's see. All right, so this is the 89.9. So the average velocity, 3105. Not what I'm looking for. And extreme spread, 19. And the standard deviation is 7. Okay, so next, what we'll do next, let this, in fact, I'm probably not going to let it cool down much because it is getting to be August. It's mid-July, so the barrel, the ambient temperature on this barrel would probably be right at 100 degrees before I would even fire one shot. So I'm going to probably go ahead and continue that. Let's clear this, or turn it off and turn it back on. All right. I mean, was that grouping terrible? Can it get the job done? Yeah, it can get it done, but I want just one big bug hole. All right, so the next one, it would be 90 grains even. 90 grains even is what we're looking at. And what I have here on the side of the gun, that's kind of cool, is I have a little tape that gives you the temperature. So you can kind of monitor that. But things are going well. It is humid. I'm starting to sweat. Welcome to East Texas. All right, we are back now for the second group. Second grouping of 90 grains even. Starting to get warm. All right, where am I putting this one? Top right corner. Top right corner, guys. All right. Let's see what happens. Sorry if I'm a little crooked there. All right. Top right hand corner. Ooh, nice little soft breeze coming through. That feels good. All right, here we go. $31.28. I'm liking that. Now will it shoot a group? 3128.6. Just under the dot that I'm holding. All right, round two. $31.03. Oh man, I dropped down. What's the deal? 31.03. That hit the bullseye, but not touching. All right, shot number 3. Down there touching the other one. 31.23. Same speed as the other one. It's right next to the bottom one. Last shot. All right. $31.12. Huh. So when it was a slower velocity, it hit on the top of the bullseye, and when it was faster, it hit on the bottom. All right, let me turn that other camera off and let's evaluate what we got. All right, just shot the second group in the upper right-hand corner. Starting to get humid. I was just saying how it's 80-something degrees, 88. Just dead still. Perfect day for doing this. But hot. All right. Extreme spread isn't great on this one. That's where we're at. That was that fluctuation there between them. So the average was 31.17, extreme spread of 25, standard deviation of 7. All right, well, again, was the grouping that bad? I mean, I don't know, not where I want it. Average, what did I say? 31.17, still slow. Slow, well, slower than what it should be shooting. Extreme spread 25, yuck. And standard deviation 9.7. All right, I only have 3 shots left. This is 90.1 grains. Maybe this is going to be the magic sauce. If it's not, I'm going to have to go back to the house and bump the charge weight up just a tiny bit more. All right, this is going to be the last grouping of the morning, unless I need to go build some new bullets, which could be a possibility. I'm trying to find that sweet spot node between 3120 and 3150 for this gun, shooting 245 grain burgers. This is the bullet. It's probably hard to see. 245 grain burgers do the trick. They're moving. All right. Where am I aiming? Where am I aiming on the target? Let's go around. Well, we're just going to go around the horn. Bottom right. Bottom right. So this is our 90.1 grains seated at 2.886. Again, don't use this low development. Go buy the book, or you and your gun maker go through and find what's right for your gun. All right, this is going to be a 3-shot group, bottom right hand corner. I got the Garmin zeroed. Let's roll. $31.01, no. Well, I'm gonna have to come back. I'm gonna have to come back. $31.1, not what I was wanting. Shot number 2, here we go. $31.10. But am I seeing something different downrange? What am I seeing different? Those 2 bullets are touching. So that's promising. Last shot on this 3-shot group. That could have been me on that trigger squeeze. I don't feel like it was a good one, but hate that. Ruin a group like that. That could have been me. I think I did that. All right, what do we got here for the Garmin? Average 3108. Man, oh man. I'm gonna have to come back with some more. I was afraid that just that minute change would get it there, but it didn't. So what do we got here? We got 3-shot group, average speed 3108, extreme spread 13, standard deviation 5.4. All right, well, I'm gonna have to come back. Definitely gonna have to come back. Average 3108. Extreme spread 13. At least that was the best one of the day. I don't claim to be like an ultimate reloader either. I'm good enough, but I'm not an expert by no means. Standard deviation is 5.4, so you know, that was good. All right, so we got that. Saving that. So what I'm gonna do is come back. I'm gonna come back, shoot another couple of. I'll probably switch just to 3-shot groups. Increase the charge weight. The closest I was able to get to on average was 3117. I wanted up over 3120. So, all right, that's all we can do on this morning. So, stay tuned. I'll have another video out, seeing if we can get this back in the node. See ya.